Good morning, welcome back. My name is Denise. I started out this morning by sharing with you some video or some photos of my garden this year out at the farm. So it's doing really well, and that's due to watering, mine and Dad's watering of it. So we are starting to enjoy the produce off that garden. When I was home on the weekend, had some cucumbers and well, we've been eating onions and lettuce for a while and stuff, and there should be peas soon. And it always amazes me the cycle of life, right? It seems like only a couple of weeks ago that I was pulling out things in the fall because the summer was over, and here we are again halfway through July, right? But I get so excited driving home to see my garden, and it just gives me a great deal of joy and satisfaction to have success in the things that I plant, and watching them go from seeds to young plants and then producing food that will nourish us, me, and seeing my family enjoy that produce as well. My dad absolutely loves the fresh produce off the garden. He's not a vegetable eater much during the winter, but give him fresh greens off the garden and cucumbers and tomatoes and all that good stuff, and he just gobbles it up, and so does the rest of the family. So that's one of the things that I get a great deal of joy out of is just watching it grow and come to life, and then watching everybody enjoy the produce off of that garden. So that I just wanted to share that with you because it is something that brings me a great deal of joy, and it just reminds us, that there is a season for everything, right? There is a season for everything, and that includes the things that you may be going through in your life. So it doesn't matter how positive you are, or whether how good of a person you are. We are all going to have to, during different times in our life, face challenges and tribulations, and we just have to remind ourselves that this isn't a permanent state. This is a season. This is a season that we have to pass through the best that we know how, sort of garnish what lessons we can from that experience, and then move on. So anyways, that's not really what I wanted to talk about today, but I wanted to share that garden, and I got off track a bit. So what I did want to say today is, last week I was listening on the radio to a talk to Joel Osteen, actually. And he talked about the fact that quite often our life experience is not so much a product of circumstance, but more so a product of our expectations. And what he specifically was referring to in one portion of it is expecting to be liked. Like, do you like yourself? Do you expect to be liked when you walk into a room? Do you, and maybe you don't even think about it on a conscious level. But when you walk into a room, are you expecting people to like you, to want to be around you, to want to talk to you? Or on the inside, are you thinking, are you kind of nervous and worried about what people are going to say or think, or that sort of thing? And he said he expects people to like him, and it's not that he's conceited or anything, but there's no reason for them not to like him. So he expects them to like him, and it's funny because I thought back to times in younger years for me when that wasn't the case, where I would walk in and I'd be worried about what people were thinking or saying when I walked in, and now I truly do expect people to like me. And again, it's not because I think I'm all that and more. Well, I am all that and more, but I'm a good person, and I'm a happy person, and I'm fun to be around. I'm kind, I'm loving, I'm compassionate, I'm interesting. And so why wouldn't somebody like me if I don't give them a reason to not like me? And in the same way, I expect to like people. Like, I don't walk into a room thinking, I'm not going to like anybody here. They're all going to be a bunch of whatevers, right? And so I think that our experiences in life are determined by our expectations often. And one of those things is not having expectations of other people. But in some cases, expecting the best, knowing that people are going to like you because there is no reason to. And also realizing, you know what, the world doesn't revolve around us, and walking to a room and worrying about what people are thinking is silly, because quite honestly, they're not thinking anything about you specifically in that kind of a situation. And so I'm just going to keep that in mind as I go through life this week, right? That if our expectations are positive, it's likely that our life experiences are going to have a more positive twist to them. So anyways, I hope you're taking care of yourself and each other. Make a great day.